You know I'm a fucking asshole. You're well aware. So welcome everybody to another episode of Spectacular. We're a podcast that talks about movies and shit, mostly shit. And today we are, you know what? No, I'm going out of order. So I am one of your hosts, Brandon. Yeah. And of course I am joined.
Birthday boy, fucking it all.
And of course I am joined by my best friend, Mike.
Yeah.
That was he. Mm-hmm. And today we are reviewing the movie Sorry to Bother You, which I will say really quick, Mike. Uh-huh. This has actually been a movie that people have recommended we watch. It wasn't on like emails that we've gotten, but like people that we know personally.
People out in the street just yelling.
Yeah.
Like, hey, brah.
Hey, fuckface.
Sorry to bother you.
Yeah.
Do it.
Hey, podcast fuck. Do that movie I told you. So no, like, let me ask you this one question about Sorry to Bother You. Mm-hmm. What the fuck did we watch?
Yeah, it's pretty crazy. Yeah, it's out there.
I just want to say right now.
Well, I knew it was weird.
If you're in the bestiality.
Yeah.
No, there's none of that. But you see a lot of horse cock for a second. And that thing's like as long as my forearm. Mm-hmm. And that's not even hard.
Right.
Anyway, so this movie, what were you saying? Wait, hold on. Okay. We got to say who's in the movie. We got to say the synopsis.
Heck, would you fucking just...
And then we'll go in the whale cock and then other things. So...
Whale cock.
Whale. I will talk about the... I said whale, I meant horse. But, Mike, who's in this movie? Tell us a synopsis about this movie, please.
I'll do it right now.
Well, I drink.
Oh my God, there's so many pages. Hey. Sorry to Bother You from 2018, written and directed by Boots Riley, starring LaKeith.
Sounds like a cat's name.
Yeah.
2 cat names. No offense, Boots.
Yeah, Boots. Starring LaKeith Stanfield, everyone's favorite.
I do like him a lot.
Cassius Green, Tessa Thompson as Detroit, Jermaine Fowler as Salvador, Stephen Yeun as Squeeze. And then there's just a bunch of fucking people. Terry Crews is in it. Danny Glover. Armie Hammer. Boo. Yeah. People like that. A little synopsis here. In an alternate reality of present-day Oakland, California.
Oh, was it an alternate reality?
I mean, that's what it says.
That's what the synopsis says.
I mean, they all say it. All the ones start. So apparently it's important to say that. I guess.
I didn't catch that they say it's an alternate.
No, all the synopses.
Oh, okay. I thought you meant in the movie. Okay, no. Sorry. Continue.
Telemarketer Cassius Green finds himself in a macabre universe after he discovers a magical key that leads to material glory. As Green's career begins to take off, his friends and coworkers organize a protest against corporate oppression. Cassius soon falls under the spell of Steve Lift, a cocaine-snorting CEO who offers him a salary beyond...
Cocaine?
Cocaine.
I
think I'll trust it for that cocaine. Beyond his wildest dreams.
So as we were saying,
what are your general overall thoughts?
Well, as I said, the first question I had asked you, which was, what the fuck did we watch?
Yeah.
This wasn't a difficult watch, but I did at least 3 or 4 times check how much time was left. And there's definitely messages in this movie, I would say. I mean, Cassius's name, Cash is Green, and the message that they had in there about slavery and how I would say the black man and woman are portrayed in media and how people use the image, and generally it seems like the negative image of black people, like with the fucking Halloween costume thing. And they're talking about slavery. Now, granted, it seemed like everybody that was in those commercials and stuff like that were white, but
yeah, they probably did that purposefully.
Oh, absolutely, absolutely. But so there's definitely messages in this, and some were direct, others a little indirect, but I still was like, what the fuck is this? And again, not necessarily in a bad way, because it did make me think, and it did make me look into this a little more. Which that was hopefully at some point, like maybe, hey, let's get people to look into this stuff that, you know, that like the message that Boots wanted to portray. But I still don't. I'm like, when it got to even before it got to the horses, I was like, what? And
so should we explain the horses real quick?
Sure.
So at the end, or near the end of the film,
it's after we meet Armie Hammer.
Yeah. So they kind of
coked out fucking
beat us over the head with oh my God, I forgot what it's called.
Where WL is
we every fuck.
Okay, it doesn't matter.
It doesn't matter.
WL, I thought it was WL But maybe I'm okay. Continue.
Anyway,
They had like the blue and yellow color.
Yeah. So it's Armie's company, and they're essentially running like slave labor.
Like you get to live for free,
Yeah.
you get to eat for free, but you're doing all this manual labor.
Well, not even. Well, you're just making a bunch of shit for no wage. They're just
right because you get to live.
Yeah, you get to exist. So you think that's kind of where the big turn is going to come, but it's actually like almost sci-fi-ish or weird. Where
I would even say
he's
I was gonna say
creating like
Cronenberg-y, but Cronenberg's like
kind of too. Yeah,
body fucking morph.
He wants to create like horse human hybrids that are super strong and can work extra hard,
longer, harder.
Yeah.
Stronger. I fucking hate Kanye.
Yeah, but think of the Daft Punk version.
I get it, but he's still a part of it.
Okay, yeah. Eventually, whatever.
Okay.
So it gets like super surreal and super weird. Which I was not expecting. Which was fun.
The thing about me is I'm charming, but also I was told
You're
a
old
little
as
bit.
fuck.
Yeah, I'm old as
It's
fuck.
Brandon's birthday, everybody. So if you want to send death threats or bad wishes, not good wishes.
Please. I would like to say my colleagues at work, they did a very generous thing for me. Like they wrapped my...
They didn't key your car?
They didn't. No, they didn't write fuck face on the side of it and quit. They wrapped...
They changed one of the digits of your phone number in the stall where it says for a good time, call Brandon.
No, I knew that was there.
Okay,
Like
you put that there.
I put that there myself, yeah. I cut the glory hole too in between the stalls. So they wrapped like everything on my desk in wrapping paper. So my monitor, my keyboard, like all that shit.
They did that?
Yeah.
Oh, that's fun.
And then they also got me a cake. Which the thing is about me, as I'm sure you're well aware, is that...
You don't like cake?
No, well, no, I like cake. What I don't like is like a pie. And if it's a cake, it can only be white or yellow. But they got me a cake, and it said like, "Thank you for being here, Brandon." And I laughed pretty hard too, just because I guess because I'm there. But it was a very kind gesture, and I don't want people to ever spend money on me, even though I know they will. But I don't.
Good, because I didn't buy anything.
I'm glad. But I always get I've told you this, like if people give me compliments or people do these kind things for me, I panic. And like I was getting sweaty, and the fact that they took their time to do that stuff, I was like, oh god, you guys, like I'm fucking sweating. Even now talking about it, I'm fucking sweaty. It could be the fact that it's very warm here too.
I don't get that way with people doing nice things. Like I'm fine with
It's your love language, bro.
It's
kind gestures, physical touch, the other ones. Acts of service.
Yeah, it's the compliments that are weird. Like, oh, you're this. I'm like, that weirds me out.
It's when people like.
Luckily, most people hate me, so it doesn't happen very often.
Rightfully so. Like they'll meet you once and like I don't ever want to talk to that guy again. Like I'm surprised I kept talking to you.
You call me Mark for like the first 2 years we knew each other.
I had the M and the K, so that's all that matters. That's all that fucking matters. So
Vowels, schmals. That's what Brandon says.
Yeah, exactly. I'm all about the consonants.
I used to call him Brendan. But we won't go.
I would fucking hate that. Or Braden.
Oh.
With a Y. God. There's a professional skater with the name Braden, and I didn't get it. I could never comprehend why someone would name their child that.
I saw a headline where that Nigel Houston guy was just kicked some ass. Was that some world championship?
I think it was to qualify for. Honestly, I think the Olympics already.
Oh, that's right, because they delayed the last one, so the next ones are coming quick. Okay, that's right.
So I think he was doing this for qualifying because he sucked it up in the most recent Olympics. Like he didn't even he made it there, but he didn't place. And he's a great skater. Like watching him come from where he was with tiny, long dreads and stuff, like doing these handrails, like fucking 20s or handrails, and the kid's like not even 5 foot and blowing me out of the water, like with any of my skateboarding. And then looking at where he is now, like fuck, he's so good. But even skaters like Paul Rodriguez, still great. Not Paul Rodriguez Sr.
Isn't he old by now?
He's my age. So yes.
Yes.
Well, Nigel's only like 33, 32.
Oh, he's older than I thought. Okay.
Yeah, I'm almost certain. Maybe not, but he has a lot of tattoos now, and he's on Nike. He's on Plan B. It doesn't matter. Anyway, back to this movie.
Right.
So I'm still kind of like, what the fuck? But talking about the horses, so they're stronger. They can work longer. It's potentially a reversible thing as well, which is what Armie said. And again, that's just another subtle, like, kind of.
Also, it's not very subtle. That's
okay.
Hitting you over the head with that.
Sure. Well,
it's like the logical or the next step to the nth degree of like corporate greed.
Sure.
Like squeezing just every last ounce of productivity out of, the fucking ants that work for them, the usins.
Right. And I mean,
which is a fucking bummer. But.
Right. And you work long hours and you can be very physical with your job. And would you say that in your position that your bosses are demanding? Or are they very understanding because you're in a union?
Yeah, we have a lot of protections in my job, so I don't feel that direct pressure on
me.
On occasion, though, it does happen with other people, and I've been in situations where...
What do you mean other people? Like other coworkers?
Yeah, the coworkers.
Okay.
And although even at this new base, haven't really ran into it that much, but you definitely at my old base, we had issues like that, where there was one time where fucking 5 VPs came in and sat us down and talked to us and stuff. That was super weird. But.
Well, with that, I mean, if you can't say it's fine, but was it something super serious they're talking about? It was just like, hey, you guys need to clock in on time.
It was, no.
You guys got to take your 30s or you're gonna get a fucking premium. Like you guys got to take a full 30.
That was like a big issue with supervisors and some of the employees.
Like dating, fraternizing?
No. Okay. Like just issues.
Do you think that people should date in work, like inner relation? What am I trying to say?
Inner office relationships.
Yes.
I don't see how you can stop it from happening.
I don't mean stop it, but do you think it's a wise idea?
I mean, no, but I work with a bunch of fucking dudes.
Look, just go suck a fucking dick, all right? See where it goes.
But I'd imagine if there was a more healthier mix of genders like at my work.
Yeah.
It would just
I don't
happen.
see gender.
It would exactly. It would just happen way more. So
right.
And you just spend just so many hours with these people, like you're bound to create relationships, either friendships or romantic relationships too. Like this, there's just kind of no stopping it. Not that there's no stopping it, but you can shut it off. Mm-hmm. Like don't talk to anybody.
You can make guidelines and
clock in, clock out, and get the fuck out of there. You can do that, or you can be a human and just.
I would essentially agree with that too, because it would be difficult if there was even if there's not a good ratio of man to woman, like one's outnumbered to the other. But I know I've definitely shat where I ate a couple of times, and it wasn't always the best idea.
Because it can get complicated. Yeah, I'm not saying it can't get complicated.
Yeah.
Actually, there was issues where people at a base were married and then they got divorced, and that was super awkward.
That's tough. That's a tough one. I feel like the helicopter flying overhead has flown overhead too many times already. But what I would say is this. What the fuck was this movie? No. I would say you're right though with the horse thing. That was, I know I said subtle, but when I say subtle, I mean it's clear that was what they're trying.
Well, I mean, it's satire. It's pushing it to the nth degree so we can, recognize the silliness in the world that we live in. So, the absurdity of the world that we live in.
Would you say that?
Actually, I'm sorry if I can say this real quick, and I noted this. The beginning scenes of Oakland, where it's just like the encampments and everything like that. Mm-hmm. Like I'm sure that's just filming of the city.
Yeah.
So that's where it gets really sad, where there isn't an exaggeration and it's just the world that we live in. And
like the homeless?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And you just kind of get bummed out.
Yeah.
Which that's kind of what Cassius is, how he's living his life. Like existential crisis, like, where's the fucking meaning in the life that I'm living? So.
Well, he was engaged to Tessa, and who wouldn't want to be engaged to her? Although her eyebrows were pretty fierce every now and then. I was like, God, because they would just be like different color, and they were just so dark. You didn't see that? I even wrote a note of it. I said I put Tessa's eyebrows were intense, is what I wrote. Even her fucking her earrings.
Oh yeah.
So, I mean, obviously
those earrings. Yeah.
Yeah, but I just greatly like her. I don't really remember the first thing I saw her in. I know she's been around for a long time.
Yeah.
She's great in Westworld, and she's great in the Marvel stuff. I don't think there's ever been a time where I've seen something that she's done that even in Annihilation, she wasn't really in it too much.
Oh yeah.
But I was down.
Oh yeah, she becomes a tree.
Yeah. She just walks away. Bloop,
trees. I need to watch that fucking movie again.
It is a trip.
It's a trip.
Yeah, it's a trip. I watched it when we were in Spain, but
Okay.
when I was in Spain. Yeah.
When it was called Annihilation.
Yeah, exactly. Everything was in the Spanish at first, and I had to change that and switch it back there. So with all these messages that they have, though, I would definitely say that it did make me look some stuff up. It did make me look into the movie a little more, to really more so get it, I guess.
Mm-hmm.
And that's, to me, that's good, to make me kind of wonder, like, okay, what is this trying to say? And I mean, it definitely, I look at it differently, but still watching it, I'm just kind of like, just watching without the context of it. I'm like, why would people suggest that we watch this? Like, who would ever suggest this? But again, to really see it in that light is a lot different.
Yeah.
And I still did not enjoy the movie, but I think that's also good because it still made me think like about the things that are there.
I think I feel the same. Maybe like enjoy is like almost the wrong term to use.
Right.
Because I wouldn't tell somebody unless they're like super lame about movies and they don't watch, interesting stuff. And, go fuck themselves.
You mean they don't watch Sausage Party?
Yeah.
Director's Cut with even bigger orgy at the end?
They don't watch the classics like Jingle All the Way or anything like that.
Yeah.
But
or True Lies. That is a true classic to me.
That is
actually. That's a good
classic.
one.
But like, because you can have. I always think of the end of the movie because
when they break into his house like that, or
just kind of the whole ending. Oh, I wrote some notes on here, but like the whole ending arc, because I couldn't tell if the movie was like pessimistic, like veering into like nihilistic, where just a total bummer and like life is meaningless, but with humor, so it's like kind of softens the blow a little bit.
Yeah,
because that's how I kind of feel like Hereditary is a little bit, where it's just all hell breaks loose, and not just because like the bad guys win and stuff like that, but that movie I enjoyed more, like it was a more fun watch. But like the end of this movie, it kind of had like a roller coaster feeling, so I didn't know if it was going to end on a down note or an up note.
You're saying the roller coaster is only the end though, not like the it
well,
wasn't
kind of the whole thing too. Well, just because like everything, man, it's kind of just like the goddamn world we're living in, where Europe's on fucking fire, and women's rights being...
world is on. You're saying currently? Oh yeah,
currently,
yeah. In Europe, absolutely, people are fucking dying because their ACs aren't working.
But I mean, everything like I was watching the January 6th Commission videos, and women's rights being taken away, like constant inflation, rights, like everything that
women's rights have never really, if you think about it, truly been there. Unfortunately, like it's like, hey, look, we're gonna give you this. But
I know what you're saying, but I'm just like this feels like everything's like on everyone's shoulders at all times, and so like with the movie, I couldn't tell if it's like oh man, this fucking world is a super bummer. So here's something kind of silly and funny just to try to kind of perk us up a little bit at the end. But so like the end, it's Cassius telling the truth, right?
To coming to Tessa and like trying to,
because that's his journey too. Because like it almost feels like his journey is, this world does have no meaning. So fuck it, get yours while you can.
Get money,
right?
Yeah.
So that's kind of where he goes. But he has his turn, right? So he finally tells the truth and exposes the
tries to
what do they call it?
Equestrian.
Equisapiens?
Oh, yeah, like the people.
Equisapiens, sorry. The horse people.
I feel like I would call them like a... No,
I don't care what you would call them.
All right, well, fuck you then too.
But anyway, so that ends up on a good note, right?
Right.
But then it turns out like, that just makes the stock price go up because people... Okay, that's kind of a bummer, right?
Yeah. And he's like fucking dancing around on the bell.
Oh my god! Hold on, let me check my notes. I wrote it down. I had little arrows pointing up. All right, but then he ends up going back and protesting with everybody. Helps the Equisapiens escape, so that's a good note.
Which really, when did they do that? When did they try to get them out? Because I don't remember them ever doing something to get them out.
I don't remember exactly, but
I do remember them saying like
they got broken out
and
they helped. Right. I think just him exposing the truth helped them is what they're trying to say. To get out. But then it turns out the cocaine that he thought was actually
right.
the oh my God, I forgot what they called it, but the transition stuff.
Yeah.
So then that's a down note, right? But then it ends at the very end with him going back to Steve's house and just, I'm going to fuck you up.
Yeah, he's going to moiter him. So that's the thing, though, too.
So I just, like, it was like just a range of emotions. So,
yeah,
like, I don't know, should I feel hopeful or hopeless or despair? Like, it just kept going back and forth, which is an interesting...
It could be both, for sure.
Yeah.
It's just like I had said, too, is like, I did not enjoy the movie in the sense of... Like, there's a lot of messages in it, per se. And not like Keenan Ivory Wayne's going, message? Like, when something happens. But that's a reference to Don't Be a Menace to South Central while drinking your juice in the hood, which is a phenomenal movie. It's stupid, but it's really good. Like Kung Pao. It's stupid, but it's good. Anyway, so I did not enjoy it in the sense of, like, a theatrically for what it is. But then for what it is, again, it just brings a light to more shit. And I feel like that is the point, but also, like you said, to make it a satire, to make light of it, but also still kind of like message.
Because I mean, what are we supposed to do? Like, just lay in our beds like Cassius and just contemplate our own doom?
Date
like,
a sign twirling
artist.
Thank you.
Yeah.
And
artist activist.
And so I
don't hate that.
Was she the Left Eyes?
I mean, she was a member of it. Yeah.
So so she wasn't like a leader though, but she was definitely part of the Left Eye Lopez's.
I don't know exactly.
Okay.
I mean, it had to be a reference to her, right?
Oh, I would hope so. Yeah, I would assume so. I don't know if Lisa Left Eye was.
Well, he was a rapper back in the day, so I wonder if he had
boots.
I didn't read any. Yeah.
Was he really?
Yeah. I didn't read any of them working with TLC, but.
Well, I mean, he might be chasing some waterfalls right now. Yeah. But you don't want to go chasing those waterfalls because you gotta stick to the rivers like you used to. Lisa, that's too bad that she passed away. So, Mike, did you enjoy this movie?
I mean, it was.
You're on the same boat as me, like it's.
Yeah, but I think I like it more than you.
Okay.
But it's definitely more interesting than enjoyable.
Yeah, that's a very good way to put it too. Because again, I wouldn't recommend this movie like outright. Like, oh, again, I'm not trying to say that in a shitty way, but I'm not going to be like, hey, you know what movie was great? Sorry to bother you. Like, I think it'd be like, hey, do you want to, like, fucking look into some shit and have, like, a deeper meaning to a movie?
Because the very beginning gave me, like, the Art of Self-Defense vibes a little bit.
Yeah.
Like, just kind of with the silliness, but it ended up not being like that.
Not even remotely close.
Yeah.
It was silly, for sure, at times. Like, when he's in the elevator and it's like, did you masturbate today? Like this. And I, thinking about it too, when he was in the call center, like I really liked the little supervisor guy with the tattoos on him and stuff. I don't know if I've ever seen him in anything else, but I'm like, that role was fucking perfect for him. Oh my gosh, excuse me. I'm sorry. Yeah, everybody hear that. And also the manager was the dad from fucking, I don't want to be in this world anymore or whatever.
That's right. Huh?
Yeah.
I don't
so when I first saw him
anymore.
Yeah. When I saw him, I was like, how the fuck
That's why he looked familiar.
How did we
yeah.
swing this like 2 in a row? And
I mean, it's better than all that fucking
Armie Hammer. So Armie Hammer, this is something that I thought about. Now, not towards him, because he can fucking eat a dick. But he's out selling now, from what I've read, like timeshares for like the Caribbean or something like that. Do you say Caribbean or Caribbean? Caribbean.
Probably Caribbean.
Caribbean. Because do you say Pirates of the Caribbean or Pirates of the Caribbean?
Pirates of the Caribbean. Oh, no, yeah, you do Caribbean.
Yeah. But it's like the Caribbean or something. He's selling those because, mommy and daddy cut him off and he's not getting that Armie Hammer money. And it's stupid because his name's Armie Hammer, but it's Arm and Hammer. But apparently he's not doing well and I don't care about him. But when I know about other people that are struggling, like I feel for those people. But him, I couldn't give two shits. Like when I read that he's not doing well, I was like, too fucking bad. You have made these movies. You should be well off, but fuck you. Anyway, not about talking shit on other people that can't talk back. So one thing that actually, that's kind of the point. They can't talk back. We can just talk as much as we want. They had stick to the scripts. Whatever.
Stick to the script.
Yes. When I've had my customer service jobs, when I'd be like on the phones and stuff, I never stuck to the scripts. Like I would always talk to people like they're my friends.
You had like the binder or whatever that said everything too.
Not exactly a binder, but yes, it was like a folder, but it wasn't like I could just turn the pages. Like I had to rifle through it a little bit to see what it was. Like, oh, I'm scheduling a diagnostic.
I mean, it was a stack of papers that were
binded by staples,
together,
but it wasn't in a binder of sorts. But you could say that it was brass that was in there. It was the brass. No, but like, when I was first learning the industry, when working in HVAC and stuff like that, I had to just learn because I had never worked in like a call center kind of environment. But I still, even though they had everything written out, you can't do it. Like if someone asks you something or they're not giving you the information you need, whatever it is, like you got to go off it. But like they were like strict on that shit. Even when I worked at a company that's a very large company, I wouldn't do it. And they would sit to me and talk to me like every week, like, Brandon, like, what the fuck is this? And they listen to the call. I'm like, what? It wasn't bad. It ended up good. It ended the way it was supposed to. I got the information I needed and it was booked. But I said nothing of the
script. All right, talk to you later. Boy!
Yo, what's up, motherfucker? We're going to come fix your fucking heater. But I can't do it. Like, even when we worked, Mike and I think we talked about, we worked at Blockbuster. Now, they didn't necessarily have scripts there, but obviously you want to keep it professional.
Right.
And I definitely did not do that. Not in the slightest. Like, I was swearing. I was, I guess you could say, stealing.
My favorite time was when Brandon would answer phone calls and do a British accent.
Oh, my God.
Like he thought it was like a 10-second call. Like,
and I'm
sorry, that's not into that. Try to come in and maybe come in later. It'll be And that motherfucker stayed on the phone. Like, did he just keep asking you questions? He just had to keep going. It's like, the thing is, yes, it was hilarious.
That's what would happen. And my coworkers actually really want me to do it. Like if someone calls in and we've never talked to the person before, like, yeah, hello. Well, thank you for reaching. How can I make your day better? And
that's terrible. It sounded better back in the day.
Well, first and foremost, I was young. I was naive. I didn't have my mature manly voice like I do now. But let me do brace action real quick.
Okay, here it is.
You're only supposed to blow the body.
Fucking do it.
Okay, here we go. Hello, Mike. My name's Brandon. How are you?
All right.
Talk to me. I'll talk back.
I'm doing good, man. How you been?
Well, I've been better, but at the same...
What? What are you doing? What is... What? Sorry.
Well, the thing about it is, like, I've had a lot of... how do you think they say soda? Do you think they say soda in, like, England? Or do you think they say pop? I know pop is, like, you go to East Coast, they say pop. Over here, we say soda. Doesn't matter. Well...
Fizzy bubble drink.
I had to quote him Trolls Balls as he is. That's Australian.
That's
so anyway. These peaked. Our audio peaked pretty hard for those. But anyway, yes, I have done that. I've tried to do accents even on the podcast, and it's not good. But that's what makes us so enjoyable, Mike. The fact that we're mostly me are fucking idiots. But Terry Crews with hair. That was fucking weird.
That looked weird. Yeah.
That made me uncomfortable more than the movie. And
his head was like a decade older, or like 2 decades older than his body.
Because like his hairline was
real Tom Bastow
far back.
For that motherfucker.
Who?
Oh, sorry,
Bastow. Yeah, I was like, how did you say it first?
Bastow.
He was the guy that would do the infomercials, right? Like the boxing and shit like that.
I think it's just exercise.
But it's like a total body.
Yeah.
Okay. It was just weird. And then also seeing like late in the movie, which this isn't exactly weird, but like his wife or whoever that significant other was super muscular. I thought that was fun. Like a different like look at what I guess you could say. I don't want to say this negatively, but like what a normal woman or something like that. Like it's because she's built, like she's fucking cut. And then like just to see that something you don't.
Normal people look like. She's like extra buff.
Okay, fine, but either way,
whatever. Okay.
She's just really buff, and you don't typically
wide array of folks.
You don't see that kind of representation.
Okay.
In a movie, like when you meet, this is my girlfriend, and she's like fucking pure muscle, 2% body fat, if that. Yeah. Do a Ninja Warrior on her side, like I don't know.
You're eating pistachios. I'm like, I can't open this one. She just crushes it with her thighs, and like, here you go.
Her thighs, in between her pinky and her third finger, she'll crush in between them. Not like she pinches.
Yeah.
Like she's in the little in between them. So Terry Crews, that made me uncomfortable. You know what else made me uncomfortable besides some of the parts of the movie is where is it? So the woman, I liked her character. There was the team lead or whatever.
Diana.
She made me a little uncomfortable too, but like still in a good way though, because like she's flirting with him and stuff like that in the elevator, trying to be like flirty. But obviously, like you pointed out before we started recording, was that she only started doing that after he got the promotion.
Yeah, when he got
But like
successful.
I could. What the hell just happened to my voice?
Stop drinking.
I didn't even burp. I didn't even burp. My voice just went fucking like demonic for a second. I mean, I shouldn't have prayed to Satan before I got here, but that'll do it. That pentagram I have tattooed on me, I mean, I guess it's got to go.
It's glowing. It's activated.
It's a red. It's like shining red, and it's burning through my shirt.
Fucking Vecna's coming for you. Vecna?
Did you finish?
Yeah, I finished it.
Yeah. So what'd you think?
It's pretty good. I enjoyed it. Yeah.
Yeah. So if you haven't seen,
I mean, everyone's like, "Oh, I thought this was the last season," but that ending, they set them like, "Oh no, next season is going to be the last season."
Well, that's why I thought of it before the season came out. I was like, okay, it's done, and I was like, but then when it had that first intermission, I was like, they can't finish this season. There's no fucking way, because there's no way Vecna is going to be the end all say all for this. Like yes, he can be, but like still the way that they're going with this, no fucking way. And also that the parents are still in Russia. I'm like, getting the fuck home.
Yeah.
So anyhow, spoiler alerts if you haven't seen Stranger Things season 4 yet. So I was bummed when fucking the girl was getting her legs and shit broken.
Yeah.
Like I was like, oh, now seeing those other people, whatever. Like the nerdy kid, the kid in the lake,
Max,
the cheerleader. Like I didn't give a fuck. But to see Max happening like that bummed me out. And
I thought they're like, oh, is she gonna like magically heal? Like, oh no, all her limbs are broken.
Yeah,
like okay,
it was like it like broke her. What, did it break her legs like at her shins? Or is it because
it was pretty low?
It
didn't look like femur. It looked like
like not even the knee. Yeah. It was like, and then her each wrist,
fibia and tibia,
and then her eyes. They didn't pop, luckily, but they bled, and then now she's in a coma. And 11 went in there to look what's up, and it's just blank. I think is what it was, right?
Yeah, she's just looking for her. She can't find her.
Which that scene, I don't know if they edited it that way on purpose, but it was weird to me, right? So they're in the hospital, and they're all in the room looking at her, like, how is she? And then it cuts away, and then it's like they're packing and getting ready to leave and stuff like that. I was like, that's weird, because it seemed like something was going to happen, and then they come back to that at the end, and then the 11's, and I was like, why didn't they film that through? But I'm not the fucking Duffer Brothers. I don't know if they're how they are in the editing. But anyway, you liked it.
Yeah.
What do you think's gonna happen? Because now that the town is pretty
11
much
has to die.
I feel like Steve has to die, and I was kind of bummed Eddie died.
Yeah,
I really liked Eddie.
Good, yeah.
Did you like the Metallica part?
Yeah, it was fun.
Yeah. I was thinking that it was gonna be like, who did he fucking find? Who was that cassette that they were trying to play? And she's like, I'm trying to find real music, the Beatles, this. And I think it was Iron Maiden or something like that.
Oh, I don't remember.
And I was thinking I don't remember either. But I was feeling like they're going to do that, but then they played Metallica. I was like, all right. So I thought they were setting up that to play like, I don't know, Run to the Hills by Iron Maiden, or who did Number of the Beast? Was that Iron Maiden as well? 666, the number of the beast. I think it was Iron Maiden.
I think it's Judas Priest.
Sacrifice.
I don't remember now.
You could be right. Yeah, look that up. Okay. So this movie, fuck man, like, besides its messages and stuff like that, I did like the acting a lot.
Oh, it's Iron Man. Yeah, you're right. Sorry.
Okay, yeah, I did like the acting, the cinematography. I don't know why with comedies I don't put a lot of thought into cinematography.
Yeah,
but
I always have to make sure to stop and at least think of certain things. I always go with, like, lighting, because I like the lighting in the bar.
Yeah. Wait. Well, when they're that's the VIP room. And it's always the same password, that part, or which bar?
The one they're hanging out and they're having a good time at, where they're dancing and shit like that. The lighting in his bedroom, where it's a lot of blue light when it's dark, that just seems difficult to film. Like, how do you get? It just seems tough.
I absolutely love a good cinematographer, and that's not my thing at all. Like, writing, directing, that's about it. Like, I don't want to act. I don't want to do anything else. And when I see this movie, even this one, I did enjoy like the cinematography in it. But like another movie that we've watched, which I greatly enjoyed the cinematography. I'm pointing at Mike. Sorry, you guys can't see that. I pointed at Mike. So let's see. Well, and it was semi-recent. We did Hustle. We did I Don't Want to Live. That one.
Fell at Home on this world tomorrow.
Thank you. Prior to that, it was.
Oh, I got it. Hellraiser. You loved cinematography.
I fucking loved Hellraiser's cinematography. Absolutely not. But now that I'm talking, and since you said Hellraiser, it took out the movie that I was going to say. Fuck, and I don't want to look it up.
Fuck you.
Yeah, thanks a lot. But I did like the cinematography in this movie. And Steven Yeun, good-looking dude still.
Handsome dude.
You said it earlier. Good-looking dude. He actually said recently he doesn't want to even go back to Walking Dead. I was like, good for fucking you. Well, I know he's dead, but like there was talks of like wanting to bring him back as like flashbacks or other shit, and like or even like earlier before like he met up with the sheriff and stuff like that, but he's like, nah, like I'm done with that. Done, yeah. And I really want to see Nope.
Yeah. Oh, that's out. I got a free weekend too. Hell yeah.
I do too, but it's my. Is that the Beatles? Today is your birthday. I think you've heard my short birthday song, right?
Yeah. We don't need to hear it.
No, I'm not gonna do it. So ready? Okay. So Steven on the not the blowhorn. Steven doing his little like megaphone. I was giggling at that pretty good. Oh, I'm sorry. I should not have drank it.
Why are you? Oh my god.
I'm sorry. I can't
pick the fucking wrong.
I just need to hold it because I don't want to reach over there and put it down. So. Actually, hold on. I need to go back to Steven Yeun. He is a good-looking dude.
Yeah.
Like, there was a movie he did with the girl from SNL. She was in it was the Hulu show.
With Abby Elliott?
There it is. But they were in a movie together. Like, it takes place, like, it was considered, like, a modern horror, I believe. Because of, like, how uncomfortable it was. Okay. It was, like, in New York or something. And I heard a lot. It was an A24 movie, of course. And,
I don't look.
No, I didn't look. But even watching the trailer, it made me feel a little weird, just the conversations that they're having and stuff. And gotta love the area.
Yeah, the fucking.
Like we both stopped for a second, because that car's being broken into. If you guys can't hear. Oh,
it's mine. Let me go check it.
The lady that I said made me uncomfortable, but I also liked it. That like, it looks like your last name's debauchery. Like, well, it's not, even though like it 100% is. How did she pronounce it? Like
debauchee or something like that.
That's so fucking good. So there were some pretty good parts of this, like, or when Steven Yeun says like that line when they're at Tessa's art exhibit. He's like, "Is that Tupac?" Like right before it cuts away. Like so, there was a pretty good amount of moments where I cackled. Even the Armie Hammer, unfortunately, had a good scene where he was shooting up that rhino. That motherfucker got 2 clips in the head before he went down, and they show the fucking rhino head, and it's all blowing
stitched
out.
Together.
Yeah, stitched together. So many holes. What other Armie? So Armie Hammer. We've talked about him before. The guy did this role very well. He does a douchebag very well. Not to say he's a bad actor per se. Like in the one with Johnny Depp, because he was
Lone Ranger.
That was not good. But in not the Man from High Castle. I'm sorry,
Man from U.N.C.L.E.
Thank you. I greatly enjoyed that movie, but I think it's mostly because Henry Cavill's in it.
Yeah,
and I greatly like Cavill.
Yeah,
and also I don't remember the lead woman in that one. Is that Vikander?
Alicia Vikander?
I think
maybe.
Was.
I don't remember.
It was like early career her before she was Tomb Raider and stuff. Ugh, Tomb Raider. I don't.
What are you gonna do?
I mean, they're making a second one. Oh no, I think they did.
Did that even come out?
So the first one did, and apparently did well enough that they made the second.
It's so hard with like all those movies that were coming out at or near
pandemic time.
Pandemic time. Like I don't even know, like if they ever came out, or they went just straight to streaming, or they had like a tiny theatrical release and they just came and went. It's just so hard to tell.
That's
like the only one that Maverick just didn't come out till a month ago. So
which
was a good
did
idea.
Great.
Yeah.
I mean, they have to make another one. Like, what is it going to be now? Top Gun 2 Mavericks?
Yeah.
Ooh, what was that? Yeah. So back to the point. Armie Hammer, though. He plays a really good douche.
Yeah.
And even in Social Network, I admit the guy's a pretty good actor. It's just unfortunate to know that he's
piece of shit.
And even though he had a small role in this movie, he obviously is going to get his comeuppance because he got those horse people showing up. What did you call them again? Aquarians? Equisapiens. So at the end of the movie, after the credits, like you have Cassius, he's turning into a horse. You think he hits his face on the garage, but in reality, he's transforming into the horse. And he and a few others show up at Armie Hammer's home after. Why did Armie Hammer look so like disheveled? Because I thought he would have been good, right? Because his stock went up and all that stuff.
He might just be like post orgy.
Okay, yeah.
Post cocaine. Post night cocaine.
Uh-huh. We're saying that because of New Girl, right?
No, Walk Hard.
Oh, I'm saying it's New Girl.
Who says?
Because Schmidt says crack cocaine.
Oh,
like,
does he?
Yeah, because
no, I'm thinking like a Tim Meadows where he walks in and he's like,
you don't
"Get
want
out of here,
shit.
dude! You don't want none of this shit." I think I'll try me some of that cocaine. It's called cocaine. Cocaine? What is that? Makes you feel good.
Mm-hmm. I like when they talk about the weed too. He's like, there's no
Is it
side
addictive?
effects.
No, it's not.
Like it's all positive about fucking marijuana. But no, Schmidt would say crack cocaine.
Okay.
And so that's why we're not on the same. We're not best friends anymore.
Yeah, well.
But you win some, you lose some, and you mostly lose. So what other notes do you have about this movie?
It's pretty. I mean, I know it's only like 4 years ago, but it's still pretty. It's one of the things where it's just kind of sad how relevant it still is.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I have
racism in the United States.
Well, yeah, that too. But like the deification of billionaires. Remember the guys, like the
Tiki Torch,
the Reverend outside with the picture of Lyft, like on like he's our savior.
Yeah,
just reminds me of fucking just Trump bullshit and Elon Musk bullshit. Like having to know every fucking thought that comes out of their fucking heads and stuff like that.
That fucking idiot's getting sued now for what he wanted to buy Twitter, then he backs out. But Twitter's trying to be like, no. You're fucking getting this. Like you could.
Well, I hear like he has to prove that whatever. I don't want to get into it.
Okay.
The struggle for workers' rights, like that's literally exactly what we're dealing with right now, with increasing violent pushback against them. So that's always great.
Well, when you're saying like when the people of the company, like the call center people, were pushing back against
the increasingly violent response from the
management, like yeah, absolutely. Like then they
well, I mean, even like fucking these states like pushing legislation to like make getting arrested like felonies if they get arrested during like a protest, stuff like that, just to like trying to squash people from
ever doing it, ever
exercising
having a voice.
Rights. Yeah, exactly. So
like
that's just a bummer.
It's even, I think it's in Arizona where they said like you can't film police officers.
Exactly.
Which I think is
like
nuts.
10 feet or whatever.
Yeah. Like you, so
I'm gonna stand fucking 11 feet, motherfucker. Yeah.
Yeah, but then even then, obviously, I would think that they're doing that so you don't see as much, maybe because you're not so close. And I think a cop just got like 30 years or something like that for planting evidence on somebody, which good fucking riddance, dickhead. Like, and that's the other thing too. Like how people say, "Oh, there's just a few bad apples." You cannot have bad apples if you are a police officer. If you are a man or a woman of authority like that. You cannot be bad. You gotta be as middle everything as you possibly can. Like you gotta, look at everything from a certain point of view. And when you have these fuckers in there that are just omega prejudice, which you just did to your hair, made it look fun. Prejudice, racist fucks. Like it just doesn't work.
I mean, almost even more like I think it's power, right?
Of course.
Like anytime power,
knowledge is power.
Yeah. But anytime anyone gains any power, like it's just gonna get out of control, right? So there has to be mechanisms in place to keep that power in check.
What I think helps is
when they don't have anything in place, to rein it in, like of course shit's gonna go haywire. Like how do people not expect that to happen?
I think what I enjoy the most is when police officers investigate other police officers and they're like, yeah, we didn't find anything.
Yeah,
that's weird. They lit that dude up, shot him 16 times in the back.
That's exactly per policy.
Yeah. Like, we're taught to
he hit him with a fence post that he found 2 blocks away.
Yeah,
I don't know. Well, that's the fence he drove his car through and almost hit the old lady. And it just one of the stakes stuck through his windshield.
As we're chasing him too, he fell into our bullets. Like he looked like he was running away, yes, but in reality, he actually was going backwards and went into our bullets.
Look, if that girl was wearing a stormtrooper uniform and she looked dangerous, she had the blaster in her hand. What were we supposed to do? Not tackle her?
It's like in Men in Black when fucking Will Smith shoots the girl. With the fucking, what she had, like quantum physics or something like that, the book, and he's like, I'm not gonna shoot this guy. He's just doing pull-ups over here, and this guy, he's blowing his nose. But little Betty over here. Anyhow, there's absolute parallels to our current life now, and again, that makes it even more sad.
A little fun thing, and I guess it goes the other way, but the show that they watched, the I Got the Shit Kicked Out of Me, right?
Yeah. Reminds me of Japanese shows.
Yeah. But it's super violent, right? Recently on the UFC, there was a fight between Matt Schnell and Sumodarji. These two guys fight, right? Crazy comeback fight. Amazing.
Okay. Were you watching it live?
Yes, I was right here. I was like, oh my God. Like there's at least six instances of that, and it just goes back and forth. Anyway, Matt.
Like brutality?
Yeah.
Okay.
Matt ends up winning. Well, yes and no. But anyway, it ends kind of bloody.
Okay.
Right? And he puts the guy to sleep.
Night.
So it ends. There was a photo that one of the journalists took of the guy like asleep at his feet, like and all bloody, and then Matt's like getting up. And this particular show, because UFC has a deal with ESPN, so it was airing on ABC, like a major broadcast network.
Yeah, they didn't show it.
Right. No, they did show it. So, and then someone posted on Twitter is like, "Oh, check out this amazing fight!" And they used the photo with like the guy, like looks like he's dead, obviously, because he was asleep and he's all bloody. So, like the Twitter responses are like, "This is completely. These are animals. Like the brutality. I can't believe you're showing this on TV." So it just made me giggle, like just the response everyone has. Out of context too.
Yeah, 100%.
I mean, not out of context because it is a violent sport.
It's out of context still. It's just it's a fucking photo.
Yeah.
Now, even if they watch it or not, like, and that's the thing about even Reddit. Like a lot of times, do I click the links for this stuff or am I just reading the headline?
Yeah.
And more often than not, I'm not going into it. I'll read the comments, see what else someone said, and like just they'll shorten it for me, so I get the gist. But UFC is a violent sport, 100%.
But everyone thinks like, yeah, because obviously if you're getting punched or elbowed in the face, like your face is going to get cut and there's going to be blood. And
right.
If you bleed from your head, it's going to bleed a lot. Like, so it looks, I mean, I'm not going to lie. It doesn't, it looks terrible.
Yeah.
But then compare that to, watching, a whole season of NFL football where these guys are just colliding with each other to the point where like
getting concussed numerously.
Where like former players are shooting themselves in the chest so that scientists can examine their brain because they want to know
what is it called. Shit.
Oh my God!
Come on, Will Smith. You got
chronic CTE.
CTE.
Chronic traumatic encephalopathy.
That's what I said.
Yeah.
So I mean that is smart for them to do that, but that sucks that they're
it's terrible.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. It sucks that they're.
But I'm just, it's like no, everyone doesn't have, they don't put those two things in their brain together.
Well, of course, the NFL is not going to want to be like, yeah, they're fine, No, let's not look at their fucking brain and see that it's all mush. And so what I would say, though, is UFC. I was watching highlights of it today, not at work. And it was at work. And it was like the top knockouts so far for this year. And there's like a front kick that this guy did. Dude just collapsed. There was one where I don't know their names. I was gonna ask you, like, I was gonna write these names down. Like, were you watching this? Because me even watching, I'm like, oh my God, like these guys are just getting fucking rocked.
I mean, the answer is yes.
I'm sure it was
one of the
highlights. There was one where the dude, they're having like a little match, like hitting back and forth, and then it was a smaller guy with a slightly taller dude. He caught him with a right hook. And the guy like kind of jumped a little bit, then fell like just straight back and went into the cage a little bit. And he has his one arm extended.
Oh, yeah.
And then like the guy got on top of him and hit him one more time because the ref didn't call it. So I understand. And just gadoosh and hit him one more hard time. I was like, fuck. But that is the nature of the beast, right? Like if the ref doesn't stop, you keep fucking fighting. Now there are those class acts where they hit it and they can kind of tell, oh yeah, this guy's unconscious, that they won't even.
It's all things where you'd like to think you in that situation would have the wherewithal to know to stop,
right?
But if
I want to win.
There, the adrenaline's pumping. Like
sure,
I'm gonna.
Just like the part in Sorry to Bother You when he's freaking out because he's like, dude, I gave you Coke, like that was pure Coke, but he's was like, why don't I feel anything? It's like, because you're fucking adrenaline, man. Yeah. Which I've never done Coke, but I'm sure that is something factual that if you're like having a panic attack or something like that, and the Coke you just took probably is not going to have as much of an effect. But if you were going to give this movie any kind of rating, would that be a positive rating or a more neutral, negative?
Yeah, because it is funny,
right?
And it is very interesting, and it's crazy, which I normally do like. It's just like there's this like level of dread. Almost like I just felt it during the movie. I'm like, yeah, man, we're fucking fucked up. Mm-hmm. Like that's just kind of just what I kept thinking, even though it was fun and, well, for the most part, kind of funny and stuff like that.
Yeah.
So as an example, the performance that Detroit does at her art show.
Where they're throwing like fucking bullets at her,
Right.
and what were in those balloons?
Sheep's blood, I think she said, something like that.
Christ.
So in 1974, there was a performance artist named Marina Abramovich from Serbia, right? Okay. And she had this performance called Rhythm Zero. And when I saw Detroit doing hers, it reminded me of Maria's. Marina.
So, right, buddy.
It was 6 hours, and she just kind of stood there, and her and the crowd, right? And she had a table set up with like 72 objects. There was like roses, perfume.
So you can use any of it on her.
Exactly. Knives, a gun with a single bullet in there, right? So as the show starts, everyone's all nice and like giving her a flower and shit like that. And then like 3 hours into this thing, they've like cut her clothes off. Someone's like cut her neck with one of the knives to like drink her fucking blood. She's had like the thorns from the rose like pushed into her skin. Some fucking asshole, takes the gun and puts it in her hand and points it to her head to the point where like a fight breaks out to stop it from happening.
Or is it loaded?
It's loaded with one bullet. And she says like, I'm here. You can do whatever you want for the next 6 hours. And the responsibility is on me.
So she's naked.
Yeah.
Okay.
And then after 6 hours, she gets up and starts to walk towards the crowd. And what does everybody do? They run away because they can't face their depravity, whatever.
Yeah.
So that's kind of like when I saw that, like, oh, that reminds me of that. And I'm like, oh yeah, this fucking movie just, especially like I said, that roller coaster ending. We're like, I mean, are we pieces of shit? Yes, we are. But does that mean we should just give up? No. But it's just kind of the things. But which is interesting, which is a good thing to have these thoughts about movies. Like it really makes you think.
Right. And that's kind of not the point of movies, but like some movies like this one, yes, it makes you think. It makes you laugh. It makes you think. It makes you, what does that song go?
Gassy.
It makes you laugh. It makes you think. I thought it was like The Facts of Life. Was that what that was? Anyway, and that is a good thing.
Take the good, you take the bad.
Yeah. I actually never watched The Facts of Life. Even realizing that show was on while I was still alive. Like it was new still while I was alive. I was, oh my God. And I never.
Yeah, but you're like 4.
I mean.
Whatever.
Yeah, it doesn't matter. I don't want to do math. Yeah, it's a good message though, ultimately. And even though...
Or maybe it's not a good message. Maybe it's terrible. We're all terrible, but it's a message.
I mean, we are terrible people. Like, the thoughts that I'm sure we have, the porn that we watch, like, that shit's fucked. And...
I only watch softcore.
Mm-hmm. Like Showtime
late
stuff?
night Showtime
yeah.
stuff.
So when they're like... When the chick
just
is
a
riding
little
the
landing
dude's belly
strip,
button...
that's all you see.
Yeah. She's like fucking riding that dude, but she's so high up. She's rubbing her pussy on his belly button.
Hell yeah.
Yeah, that shit. To be fair, though, obviously when I was younger, I was like, yeah.
Yeah. I was like, oh my God.
Even when there was a Spice Channel, obviously never had it, but like knowing there would just be just enough that you can maybe see through it, I was like, yeah. Because like when we were younger, we didn't have the internet like that.
Right.
Like, and I hate to say it, unfortunately, there was even a time when I watched some Girls Gone Wild and stuff. Obviously now knowing, holy fuck, like a lot of those women didn't give consent, or they were like forced consent and all that shit, and the guy ran to what? South America or Mexico.
Oh, the dude?
Yeah, the main dude.
His name?
Well, like
Joe
he was
something?
he was like a born again fucking Christian or something like that. Like he went to jail and he's like, oh, I found Jesus. And then I believe he had used that to get out early.
I've lost all faith in faith.
Well, you gotta have faith.
I mean, I guess it would be nice if I could touch your body or.
Fuck. Man.
You know what I'm saying though?
Yeah.
Like oh my God, it's a fucking just a fucking branch of the goddamn Republican Party, and they just don't have to pay taxes on it. So I'm like, all right, that's amazing. But it just makes me angry.
Well, I think the good thing is, even though it's taking a lot of time for things to really go into motion, but people that are our age and stuff or close to it are doing a lot of things where at some point they will be in positions where like more changes can be made. So you get like someone like even AOC, and like there's other women of color too that are now in these seats. They can make choices, but the unfortunate thing, and there's still just a lot of people around that are old as fuck that are just of their time. or of their their beliefs that are just not progressive in the slightest. And to take away the woman's right to have like a safe abortion, even like why would you not want, and I understand their stance, like they shouldn't have abortions in general, like okay fine, like I get your stance on it as that person, but like if the woman should no matter what have the right to it, it's her fucking body. And like
it's autonomy,
right? And how are they gonna feel if their fucking sister, their fucking baby daughter?
No, that's the thing. It's hypocrisy.
Right. Well, exactly, because then it'll happen to them, so someone she knows, and then they'll be like, "Oh, it's okay now. Like, you could do it now."
You'll make the excuse for yourself and your family. Like, this is different.
Yeah,
like, for me,
she didn't know, or this happened. It's like, okay, well, why is it different for those 2 million other women prior to this? Like that when because of you, this is where it is.
Yeah.
And it's different because it's my kid, and that's why it's so ridiculous when there's all the.
I mean, how many preachers are just mouthing off about anti-gay rhetoric, and you just find out they're just the hugest pervs. Like, come on.
Exactly.
Like it's molesting kitten, like
same people that were like anti-vaccine or like, and then they're getting COVID and fucking dying, and on their deathbeds like, I really wish I would have got that vaccination, and yet their loved ones are like, nah, like we're fine. Like, oh, our fucking dad just died. Our parents just died. Like, now we're cool.
Angry at the doctors.
For trying to save them or like, get the fuck out of here. But at the same time, like, I hate to see it, but I love to see it. Because it's like, it's your fucking fault that you didn't do X, Y, Z, or you did do X, Y, Z. Hey, you know what? Let's take that shit for the horses, whatever that fucking drug was called. Yeah. And that'll do it. No. And COVID now is blowing up the fuck again. And yet here we are, like, July 4th, like mad motherfuckers at the beach doing all this shit and numbers skyrocketing and stuff like that. Like, I'm no saint. When I play basketball, I don't always wear a mask. Like when I'm doing it, I will, but like for the most part, probably not.
Do you have your face rub against the belly, like
and LaKeith Polly? Yeah.
Let it rain.
What is it? He's like, fuck, I goddamn love that scene. Like, let it rain. He's white chocolate. Fuck. And he wouldn't pass the ball, and he's just jacking him up. God, I love that scene so much. But yeah, that whole fucking, that hairy man on Ben Stiller's side of the face, like, that would bum me the fuck out. Even when I'm guarding somebody, I put my forearm on their back to stop them from backing me down, and to feel all that sweat on my forearm, like, it bums me the fuck out.
Oh, I mean, when I was grappling, like, and you're just all up in it.
Because you did jujitsu.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like, it just sweaty.
Yeah, you're in it. Rubbing faces a little bit and stuff. Yeah. Like, you guys might as well just kiss.
I mean, who say we didn't?
Who's to say? Yeah, who's to say? You're in the heat of the moment. Who knows whose tongue's in where?
It's just fucking octopus limbs, just fucking in and out, bro. Who knows what went where, when, and to whom?
Who knows what kind of crevasses and things were massaged? The wrong syllable. Wait, hold on. How does that saying go? You put the wrong emphasis on the wrong syllable. Yeah. This movie.
It's very interesting, and it's weird, and gets kind of batshit crazy at the end, which, and not to make the comparison again, which kind of Hereditary does at the end too.
But Hereditary
at the very end.
Hereditary still, though, that's on par for how the movie is, kind of what's happening. In this movie, horse people and stuff like that, that was, where would you have seen that coming? That's out of left field. Hard. But Hereditary...
But you gotta almost, even if you don't like it, which I was like, what the fuck? It's a bold move by a director on his first movie. Like, that's pretty ballsy.
I did enjoy the fact that there was graphic
and stupid
nudity in it too. Yeah. Like, that's a fucking huge cock.
It's a horse cock.
I get it, but huge. And like, it's like they could have shown it more, to be honest. But like, when they did show it, I mean, that was a big girthy fucking dick. Not to say that I didn't pause it or anything like that and try to zoom in and really really look at
it.
Yeah. Enhance. So, but again, this movie, would you say enjoyable? You're like neutral? You're like Switzerland?
It's how much you want to like fuck with people and be like, oh yeah, man, check it out. It's really cool.
Like a fucking Happy Games or whatever the fuck? Funny Games,
yeah. Just to like throw them for a loop. But you can watch a crazy movie every once in a while. Fucking, you're not gonna die. Fucking, just watch it. enjoy it.
Okay.
It's interesting. Although I say that though, and it kind of filled me with dread. But that's just
Judge Dredd.
Yeah.
Okay. You got fucking Carl Urban.
Yeah.
Calling you a fucking cunt. I can't do a Carl Urban voice.
I just watched Ragnarok.
Oh yeah, it's unfortunate he died.
Yeah.
But, yeah. He had his turnaround and he came back. And what did he get? Some like swords or some
Swords
from Hela. Yeah.
She's like stunningly beautiful in that movie.
Kate Blanchett.
Oh my god.
100%. Even not even in that movie. She's still foxy as fuck.
No, I know, but like with all the dark eye makeup, with her like she had green eyes or blue eyes.
I don't care.
Like just
look great.
Popping.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, she's great, and I like that
she's great. Steven Yeun's handsome.
Mm-hmm.
Tessa Thompson, just gorgeous.
Fine. She. I don't know what it is about her too. There's just something that just not alludes. I'm sorry. It exudes just beauty, and she also has. I feel like
I like her little rhinestone makeup things that she did too.
Yeah, like she. I don't know what it is.
You know what? It's confidence.
Okay, she's American too, correct?
Yeah.
Okay, so I thought because the way she talks, I'm like that can't be that. Well, actually, that's not true because there's many British actors that their American accent is like
Eddie's British from Stranger Things.
Yeah. Have you seen what his hair actually looks like?
It was just the interviews I saw. It's just
like the short.
Yeah.
I like his hair better with the wig and stuff like that. Far better when his hair's short. I'm like, not that I'm like your sex appeal is now gone. Yeah, no longer full mass. I am now quarter mass. Yeah. So something that we do all the fucking time, Mike, is we don't decide what movie we're going to see prior. And obviously that is both of our shortcomings. I'm going to go on a limb here and say mostly yours, but that's only because I do everything else for the podcast.
Okay.
And to be fair,
just because it's all your equipment and you record it and you edit it and you post it and you put all the social media posts out there and it's your idea,
my name,
and you're the main host.
I paid for all the stuff.
You paid for the website.
You paid half for that. You did. You paid for half for the website.
You had the shirts made.
I did.
Other than all that.
I didn't actually have the shirts made yet, but because we didn't decide if we're going to do.
You had them designed.
Actually, I had a hat designed too, and I was going to say fuck it. It was like $30, and it was going to take like 3 weeks to make.
Just make me one.
Just let me finish. And I didn't do it, and I should have because now the hats are a little more expensive. I was like, fuck me. But I only wear snapbacks. I don't wear flex fit. I don't wear the strap ones. Like fitted. Like I can't do it. I feel like Fred Durst if I'm wearing like the fitted like New Era hat.
Yeah.
Like yeah. And that was my Fred Durst. And I can't. I don't like the.
That's your best impression.
Is it? Let me try one more time. No. So I just feel like trash. And then the ones that have the strap to it, like the dad hats kind of ones, can't stand those. Like it's like they have a clip you can open up and then you can just pull.
With the clasp.
Yeah.
No, fuck that.
No.
What am I, a fisherman?
Exactly. You're gonna be throwing some chum over the side of a boat and you're gonna get a shark pop up. And so yeah. The fuck.
Roy, are you all right?
Fuck. I'm not going to say what movie that is. When he's talking to the captain? Oh, you mean Richard Dreyfuss?
Roy. No.
The captain.
What's his name?
Oh.
Movie. No, not Shaw. I'm not Shaw. But I'm just.
Did you read Jaws?
No.
I don't want to.
I heard it's pretty different though, right?
Not a lot different, but there's definitely some subtleness to it. So, Richard Dreyfuss' character.
What the fuck is sheriff? What?
Richard Dreyfuss' character is actually having an affair with the sheriff's wife.
Yeah, okay.
And then it's because that's the brother of a guy she used to date. So she's fucking him. And then the captain doesn't get eaten, but the shark comes out and like his leg gets tied around like some rope. And then it gets caught in the shark's mouth and the shark goes, they keep calling it the fish because technically a shark is a fish. It goes underwater and he gets drowned. Richard Dreyfuss' character does not survive because the shark eats him and gets in the cage and eats him.
Brody. How did I not forget? Brody, right. Quint, and Hooper. Of course.
There you go. Hooper's the captain, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, that's Dreyfuss.
Okay. So then, wait. Okay, so Hooper's dead. Brody is the sheriff.
Hooper lives.
No, in the book.
Oh, okay.
Fuck. Yeah. So the sheriff's Brody, no?
Yeah.
Okay. So he's floating there or whatever in the water, and then the shark's coming towards him, and then it just goes down. And it died. If I remember correctly, I think it dies.
Oh, he doesn't air.
No, die you son of a. Nothing like that. I believe the shark is again. It's going towards him. You see the fin out of the water, like comes straight from him. And I believe it's saying the way I interpreted it was like because it went under, and just thinking that it died. And then as it's going under, you see the captain again getting pulled by it, and I was like, oh, that's a fucking bummer. And he just swims to shore. And I greatly liked that version because there's a lot more city stuff involved too. Not so much that like how they're greedy and they want to like stay open, because that is the case still in the movie. But just another example of me liking the book better.
It's their existence. Like they need that money from the tourists.
I get it. It's like during the pandemic, many cities like needed that money. Like when it's a tourist attraction, like they need it and you didn't have it.
I couldn't imagine. Like imagine having just a small business.
Yeah.
And
that you rent out scuba gear.
Yeah.
And like you don't get to fucking work for 2 years.
My dance studio that does, that has
interpretive dance.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Now I'm thinking like couples dance where people can't be together, so that had to be closed.
Yeah. You had to pantomime to one another from 6 feet away.
Where I teach everyone ballroom dancing. And,
So the next episode we're gonna do, I completely went on track, is Nope.
Nope.
So Mike and I are going to at some point see this in theater or separately, whatever the fuck it is, and we will review it. So the next episode is going to be Nope. It is a movie that we have not seen. Mm-hmm. You can make suggestions for our podcast at spectacular@gmail.com, or you can go to our website and submit something through there. Like I don't think I have a form, but I think there's another way. You can even do it on our social media. You can reach out to us. And I didn't say initially, because you didn't ask me, but I'll say, like, I enjoyed the movie but didn't enjoy the movie. I think I said it, but like in the context how I asked you the question. Because again, it makes you think about some shit, which to me is a good thing. But then again, watching the movie, kind of how you said as well, it was very on the nose with a lot of stuff, but also it was just so surreal at times to see some of that shit too. Like, what the fuck? Again, I had the note twice. What the fuck am I watching? And I mean, ultimately,
what was the first one? Not the horse one.
Oh, because just watching it, I was like, where the fuck is this going?
Oh, okay.
And then when the horse thing came out, then it was like, what the fuck am I watching? God, that Armie Hammer scene with the rhino thing is so ridiculous. That's just so stupid. Anyway, next episode is Nope. Thank you for listening to this episode of Spectacular. Mike, why don't you take us away? Do it as an homage to your best friend. Just say, take us away, Mike.
I mean, I was going to do like TLC, like, please listen to Spectacular. Mm-hmm. Put it on the headphones and the places you listen.
Spotify preferred.
Yeah, Spotify. Okay, but